Hi, I'm Dr. Rollan Roberts II, CEO of 24ravens, and I'm with Ty Bollinger today, renowned cancer researcher and an authority on natural cancer treatment and resources and things of that nature. So Ty, what I want to talk about today is, first of all, just good health, overall good health. How do you maintain, and how can someone maintain optimum health? Where does it start?
Yeah, it's a great question to start with, because the key to good health is the immune system. We are constantly bombarded today with pathogens, with toxicity from the environment, with things that can cause disease in our food, in our water, in our air. And so our bodies are constantly being compromised. And so in order to stay healthy, you have to have a healthy immune system. The immune system is the key. It is our first line of defense against invaders. And so that's the key to good health. It sounds maybe overused. People always talk about the immune system, and you say, oh yeah, the immune system. I used to say that. I used to hear the immune system was the key, and I thought, give me a break. What are you talking about, the immune system? I hear that all the time. Most people don't even know what the immune system is. But it's our first line of defense against invaders and against sickness. And so that is the key, is to keep your immune system healthy.
Right, and you know, what's interesting about the immune system is it's constantly under attack, especially in the day and age that we live in. I mean, no matter where we go or what we do, it seems like it's under attack. When you go out to the store or to a restaurant or travel, with, as you mentioned, the foods that we eat, it's everywhere.
Yeah, anytime you go out in public, it's under attack. But even when you're not in public, when you're just out in your yard with your kids, it's under attack, because there's contaminants that are being pelted on us from the air. They're falling down through the air and we're breathing them. So you're breathing pollutants and toxicity, contaminants. You're eating them on the food. If you're eating food that's not organic, that's genetically modified, you're getting toxicity through your food. If you're drinking water that's from a municipal water supply, most likely it's fluoridated, chlorine in it, and lead, arsenic, you name it, compromising your immune system. So we're being hit from all directions on our immune system. So got to stay healthy. If you want to stay healthy, you have to keep the immune system strong.
Right, and you know, that's one of the reasons why we started 24ravens, was to focus on all things immune, and just really how do we support a healthy immune system. And one of the things that we actually came up with and started sharing AID, Advanced Immune Defense Formula, and the idea was to support a healthy immune system. We also found that it was very effective with people who had severely compromised immune systems. So it was good for people who already had a lot of exposure and a compromised immune system, but then also people on the other side. You've been able to use it yourself. You've looked at the ingredients and things like that. You know the herbs that are in it. What are your thoughts about how does those herbs affect the immune system? How does that aid in supporting a healthy immune system?
Yeah, well, it's a great formula, and we take it as a family. And the herbs that are in it, there's a lot of different medicinal herbs that are in AID. I like the AID name. The immune is the key. It's in the center of the AID. And so that is the key. The immune system's the key. The herbs that are in it, and it not only works on building your immune system, but it also is a great treatment for diseases of the immune system as well, which can be AIDS, which can be cancer, and a whole host of other immune related diseases. But the thing that's so great about AID is the fact that it's got 8 different medicinal herbs, and they all have different immune stimulating effects. So you've got chrysin, you've got resveratrol, you've got diindolylmethane, quercetin, selenium, green tea, resveratrol, And so you've got all of these different medicinal herbs, but they all act differently on the immune system. So you might hear someone say, I take resveratrol every day. Well, that's great. Resveratrol has a lot of good positive actions on the immune system, but there's a lot of things that it doesn't do. But when you get the 8 together, they all hit your immune system with just a double whammy of positive benefits. And so I really think that the AID formula is fantastic for keeping your immune system strong, because it hits it from all different angles. And then on the other side of the coin, if you're looking at it from a, let's say, a cancer perspective, and I'm saying this, not you, this is my opinion on it. But on the other side of the coin, if you wanted to use something like this to treat cancer, all of those different 8 medicinal herbs have a cytotoxic property, or multiple properties. They kill cancer cells in different ways. So, and another thing that's cool about it, it's in a liposomal base. It's in a fat base, so it bypasses your digestive tract, and you get delivery to your bloodstream and your immune system.
So elaborate on that for just a second, because I think a lot of people don't understand the value in whenever we talk about that these 8 herbs and 30 actives, are in a liposomal matrix base.
Right.
What's the value to that again?
Yeah, the key to the key to the success of AID is not just the great ingredients, but it's the liposome. The liposomal base, liposome is a fat base. And so what happens is when you formulate this properly and you get these different active ingredients in the medicinal herbs into this liposome, it's an oral, so you drink it, you take a teaspoon of it, however you want to take it, it goes to your stomach. Most oral supplements get digested in your stomach. The actives get digested, the active ingredients that have health benefits. So you get maybe a less than 10% delivery of those actives into your immune system, your lymphatic system, your bloodstream. AID gets in excess of 90% delivery because of the liposomal base. It's that fat base that bypasses the digestive bacteria in your gut, and it takes it straight to the bloodstream. And so that's why it's so important. It's almost like an oral IV of these medicinal herbs.
Yes, and that's what is so interesting, and for us, whenever we were looking at the formula, was, you know, any Tom, Dick, or Harry could go out and put some herbs together.
Right.
Not necessarily even these herbs, because they're hard to get, especially in the quantities, and to be able to do it consistently.
And I know that the way that they test these herbs, the manufacturers of AID, and these are the top quality herbs from all over the world.
Right. So. So the way they're sourced, and then you get quantity is so it's incredible. So that part's difficult, but the way they interact, that really is where the value comes from this. And of course
the synergy.
Right. Yes. How they interact in the blend. The Coriolus versicolor, you know, with the medicinal mushroom.
Yeah, that's the one I forgot.
That's there's a lot of science behind some of those, especially in regards to what you're talking about with how it can address needs that people have with severely compromised immune systems.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned synergy, because that's so important, because not only do you have the synergy of the different herbs coming together, but you've got the synergy of the actives in the individual herbs coming together. So what man typically tries to do is they'll take an active ingredient in some medicinal herb and they'll try to isolate it and patent it.
Right.
Sell it as a drug.
Yes.
Well, then it doesn't work anymore, because it doesn't have the other actives in that drug. You only have the one. But each medicinal herb has hundreds of actives. So you got the whole herb, but then you got all of them coming together. So you got the synergy of the herb plus the synergy of all the herbs together. So you got like a double synergy going on. And then you get the delivery of all of that synergy to your bloodstream through the liposomal base.
You know, it makes perfect sense. First of all, you've had years of experience dealing with this formula, and they've been able to work on it and improve it over time. And finding just the right mix and blends and layering of the ingredients is very important as well. How they layer the ingredients and the length of time that they're layered and things. But really, what you're talking about is so true in terms of just science of even our other products, our whey protein, our clean whey protein. That's what happens with a lot of protein. People talk about, oh, well, we want to give you just pure protein. Let's take the protein molecule and let's isolate just the protein. Well, let's leave the 20 to 30% or whatever the percentage is of the immunoglobulins and all the other immune supporting things that actually help digest and break down the protein to begin with. So then you put damaged protein in your body, and it's just going to cause degenerative disease and a myriad of other problems. So Ty, there's a lot of different uses really for the product. People take it for different things in different ways. I want to take a moment and just talk about the different ways people can use this product. I know for my family and I, we take it every day as a part of a maintenance program and preventive maintenance. But if one of us is starting to get sick, or if I'm traveling a lot, I will take a second dose of it to just support the immune system a little bit more, especially if I start to feel weak. If I've been exposed, you know, on a plane where everyone's hacking all over me and sneezing, and then I'll take a little bit more. But we've gotten astounding results actually. Like if one of my daughters is getting a cold and actually takes it almost as often and as frequently as what they would prescribe an over the counter, you know, to tell you to take it every 3 to 4 hours or whatever. So you know, we have them taking it quite a bit, and it's been amazing how fast it knocks some of those things out. What has been some of your experiences with the product, and how people have used it and how much they're using it?
Yeah, and by the way, the immune response, the studies have shown that within a couple hours it's hitting an immune response in your body. So it's almost an immediate, so you don't have to wait a day. Within a couple hours your immune system is being supercharged, for lack of a better word, by the AID. And we also take it as a family, as a preventative. But I know people that take it as a treatment for disease. I know people that take it as a treatment for cancer, for AIDS. And in that case, many times the first month somebody will go like a triple dose.
Yes.
And then the month after that, maybe a double dose, and then back to a single dose by the third month. And countless cases of people that I know that have turned around what should have been a terminal disease. They were told is a terminal disease by taking the AID.
Yeah, we have a lady that we heard from probably a few weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, in Hawaii, that takes this with her for breast cancer, and she said that she will and cannot go a day without it because of the difference that it makes for her.
Yeah, and I know children that are taking it with along with chemotherapy, that are being forced to do chemotherapy for their cancer, taking it to keep their immune system strong, so that the chemo doesn't kill them, because the chemotherapy, while it will kill the cancer cells, it'll also kill their own immune system. Right. So they're taking it to make sure they don't die from the chemo. Yeah, and it's great for your pets too. As a matter of fact, I know the guy that formulated it, and he feeds it to his dogs. Right. He pours it in the dog food every day. Yeah,
we noticed that early on. Whenever one of my daughters would spill some on the floor or what have you, and the puppy would come along and lick it up and just loved it. In fact, would stand around hoping that she'll drop some now every day.
And one of the things about an oral like this is a lot of times kids can't take it because they taste so bad. AID doesn't taste bad at all. I mean, my kids take it. My little 2-year-old takes it, and no problem. So it's a very palatable.
For 8 herbs and everything it has in it, it's amazing. That is true. Yeah. We do hear that quite a bit. We kind of set the expectation that it doesn't taste like chocolate. You're not drinking a delicious shake from McDonald's here. What you're getting is some really good herbal nutrition. But then they're surprised whenever they take it, and they're like, wow, that was surprisingly good, because there's a lot of things that aren't very palatable. Yeah. But you also brought up an excellent point that a lot of kids can't take over-the-counter medications for colds or for different type things, even in terms of a preventative. So they always say for kids under this age, they either can't, or there's disclaimers all over the place.
That's because they're drugs and they have toxic effects, and it multiplies in the children. And
so people are sometimes shocked that a product that has and does and works the way AID does for people, even with severely compromised immune systems, that even the youngest child could take this and benefit from it. And it's interesting. That confuses people, because that's not the medicine society we grew up in.
Right, and they not only could infants take it, they should. Little toddlers can take it, and they should take it. So there's no toxic effects of the AID, because it's medicinal mushroom. It's medicinal mushrooms. It's chrysin. It's resveratrol. It's diindolylmethane. It's all these medicinal herbs that are all together in a fat base. Right. It's basically herbal food, is what it is. So it's not toxic at any level. So yeah, of course, little kids could take it, and I recommend that, because they need strong immune. The complaints that I get on the taste are not from kids.
Right.
It's from adults.
Right, and that's because they have a fast food palate.
They've grown up eating sugar and Mickey D's or whatever other fast food, and they have a taste for junk. And so they taste this, and it's natural herbal food, and it doesn't taste good to them. But it's not because it doesn't taste good. It's because their taste buds have acclimated to sugar and grease.
Yes. Yeah, that's an excellent point. Well, Ty, I appreciate you taking your time to visit with us today, and for certainly for using and being a user of AID. And I'm glad that it's had the effects and the benefits for you and your family. Yeah. And with 8 herbs and 30 actives, and a 94% absorption rate, and a product that just flat out works, the AID formula is something that will be excellent for you and your family. I'm Dr. Rollan Roberts. Thanks for watching.